I welcome you all on Human Peritus channel. आज हमारे साथ चित्रांश अग्निहोत्री हैं और आई एम श्योर कि आप इनसे पहले भी मिल चुके हैं, पहले भी हमने इनके संग इंटरेक्ट किया है. तो बेसिकली ही वाज प्रिपेयरिंग फॉर NPCIL materials management for the position of deputy manager group A. And since I'm using the word was, इसका मतलब अब वो ये प्रिपरेशन नहीं कर रहे हैं. Why? Because finally the result is out and he has been selected for this particular position. Okay, so Chitransh, the very first question जो जिस पोजीशन पे आप अब पहुंच चुके हैं, जिस जगह आप पहुंच चुके हैं, तो सबसे पहला तो आपका एहसास ही हम जानना चाहेंगे कि हाउ डज इट फील टू टू गेट टू सी द रिजल्ट ऑन 20th of April and please describe that.
Thank you, sir. So first of all, when you see your name uh, on that PDF, so it's quite relaxing, and then you like it gives you a thought of like now you don't have to slog too much of your you don't have to with the efforts which you paid, which you put in while your preparations have just given you the results, and now you can just chill and relax for a while. So
This chill and relax is the final objective of getting
yeah,
that result, है ना? That is the feeling
yeah,
that we are talking about. So
yeah.
हमारी आपसे पहले भी बात हुई है. We know a lot about you. जिस तरीके से आपने जॉब के साथ and very demanding जॉब के साथ आपने प्रिपरेशन करी. It requires a lot of planning, lot of discipline and lot of efforts. ठीक है? It's not an easy thing. But before that, just take us from your background that from where do you belong और आपने education में क्या किया. Let's start with that.
So sir, I'm a native of Kanpur, Uttar Pradesh, and I did my primary schooling with my class 10th and 12th from Kanpur itself. Post that, I pursued my bachelor's in electrical engineering from NIT Raipur. Then I pursued my master's, my MBA from Indian Institute of Management, Indore. From the campus only, I got selected a PPO. I got a PPO offer from Amazon India in the role of operations only, and right now I am working from Bangalore.
अच्छा अच्छा, ओके ओके.
Yeah.
सो कितने साल से आप अभी अमेजोन में काम कर रहे हैं?
Uh, it's been around 1 year, 1+ years.
1+ years. It's a lot of
Yeah.
time. And so let's start with that. That since आप एक particular job में हैं, and I'm sure कि it is a very reputed job when it comes to the context of contemporary time period, right?
Yeah.
So what makes you to switch towards the public sector undertaking, and when did you decide that now it's the time that I can prepare for a particular PSU, such a reputed PSU as NPCIL? Just take us from of your thought process.
Okay. So the first thing was that I didn't want it to like just solely prepare for government exams, and my strategy was to just plan it in parallel with the job in hand, so that you are not stressed with that aspect that I am not having any job. What will happen if I'm not able to clear this exam? So I didn't want it to go into that mental churn. So that was my first thing, and second was some my preferences. That is that I wanted to have some stable career, long-term career with a reputed organization, government organization, and the pay was never in my mind. Like some of the folks would be saying after seeing this interview that passing out from an IT and IIM and having a job in Amazon, then why a person is going into this government sector at a low pay scale? So it depends upon the person to person. What are his priorities? What are his liking? So my liking and my priorities was a stable career, even if it's at a lower pay scale. Pay scale is also a decent level in the government sector, and so my priorities was to have a very stable, a long-term career, and I don't have free of layoffs and all those things. To be honest, and since I don't have any backup and I'm the only child, so I can't. I wanted to have that sort of stability in my mind and that mental peace that okay, I'm sorted with my job part and I can focus on another part of my life, because job is not the only thing which we should be focusing on. Yeah.
Okay, so a very nice point. I would like to tell the students or viewers जो भी candidates देख रहे हैं, तो he was very consistent in this part. हमने पिछले भी discussion किया था, तो वही बात निकल के आई थी कि there is a sort of missing of the work-life balance, ठीक है, which is not just a theoretical phenomena, which is actually a reality, right? And the second point, a very nice point that you have put in, that a lot of you guys and also Chitransh do not want to go into that phase कि हम full time preparation करें. There is a responsibilities
Yep.
There is a risk associated with that aspect, and that was also being taken care of. And the third point about the this phenomena of our youngsters, that the stereotypical association with some college, right? And
Mm.
yeah, it's a very real thing that happens with each of us, है ना? तो उन्हीं सब चीजों का आपने एक बहुत ही अच्छा बैलेंस आंसर दिया, एंड आई एम श्योर कि आपका जो थॉट है उससे कई सारे कैंडिडेट जो हैं वो अलाइंड हैं, राइट? सो दैट इज वेरी गुड. नाउ सिंस गोइंग टू द वेकिंग अप इन द मॉर्निंग, फिर आप ऑफिस जा रहे हैं, फिर आप पढ़ने बैठ रहे हैं, ये कैसे मैनेज होता है? हाउ हाउ दिस थिंग कैन बी डन, बिकॉज आफ्टर द ऑफिस आई एम श्योर द एनर्जी लेवल्स आर रियली डाउन.
Yeah.
हम्म.
Yeah. So I want to explain that my job is to handle the customer returns charter for
हम्म.
pan-India operations
हम्म.
and Amazon.
हम्म.
So the returns aspect is very tricky
हम्म.
and data crunching type of thing. So you
हम्म.
have a mental toll
हम्म.
right from like my job starts from 9 and it's
हम्म.
till 5 to 6 p.m.
हम्म.
Depending upon the day that what is the workload on that time.
हम्म.
So by 6 p.m. your mental faculties are kind of
हम्म.
exhausted
हम्म.
on that day.
हम्म.
So if a person has to prepare with a job, then he has to be very clear. Then his priorities, he has to just map his priorities correctly
हम्म.
during his tenure of preparation.
हम्म.
He would not be having that much of time to spare on other activities because he would be having a P0 at his priority zero of preparing
हम्म.
for that exam post
हम्म.
his job.
हम्म.
So in that scenario, sir, like when I used to come home around 6, then I used to relax a bit for 1.5 hours and some evening tea, and then post having my like I used to eat my dinner early, like
हम्म.
around 7:30, and from 8 to 12 there was a from 8 to 12 it should vary, like from 8 to 12 or some days I would not be having that much of
हम्म.
bandwidth, so I
हम्म.
reduced just time, but 8 to 12 that was a time slot of 3 to 4 hours when which I used to prepare.
हम्म.
And for that I then has for that I have to then sacrifice my gym routine and
हम्म.
all those things because you can't fight a battle on all the fronts.
हम्म.
You
हम्म.
can fight a battle only one or two fronts if you
हम्म.
want to achieve something. If you
हम्म.
are fighting on every front, then you will most probably you will lose on every front because your
हम्म.
concentrations are being
हम्म.
diverted in money. So
हम्म.
mental clarity was that I have, apart from job, my second part-time
हम्म.
job is my preparation and I have to focus on it. And it was hardly a period of 3 4 months, three four
हम्म.
months of pain. It's not like a long preparation of 1.5 hours. It's only for
हम्म.
the 3 4 months part of things. So for that
हम्म.
time, I can bear that mental
हम्म.
churn for that. So that
हम्म.
was my
हम्म.
approach.
हम्म. नहीं, वेरी नाइसली पुट दैट. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आपने प्रायोरिटीज की बात करी कि सबसे जरूरी ये चीज है कि इफ इट इज अ प्रायोरिटी, इट हैज टू बी अ प्रायोरिटी एंड इट कैन नॉट बी अ
Mm.
मल्टीपल प्रायोरिटीज. आपको
Yeah.
कई सारी चीजें गिव अप करनी पड़ेंगी, जैसे आपने अपने जिम रूटीन को गिव अप किया, एंड देन देयर इज अ मैजिक ऑफ द शेड्यूल व्हिच आई वांट टू, इफ आई कैन ऐड हियर, देयर इज अ मैजिक ऑफ द शेड्यूल दैट यू हैव कम टू योर होम, देन जो भी आपने चाय पीनी है, रिलैक्स करना है, देन खाना खाना है, फिर वो जो टाइम था आपका, ठीक है, योर ब्रेन नोज
Mm.
नाउ दिस इज द टाइम फॉर योर
Ah.
पार्ट टाइम जॉब. वेरी नाइसली, a very
Mm.
nice trick that you have played here to mention it as a part-time job, right?
Mm.
So I'm sure कि candidates are actually, are getting some insights कि कैसे हम उस चीज को कर सकते हैं in a holistic manner. ठीक है.
Mm.
So हमने आपकी प्रिपरेशन के बारे में पिछली बार कई सारा जाना था. आप भी इस वीडियो को, और भी जो वीडियोस हैं इनके चित्रांश के, आप देख सकते हैं. ठीक है. चित्रांश, थोड़ा सा अपने इंटरव्यू के बारे में बताइए कि what was the experience, how was the panel, what types of questions they have asked, and how did you tackle it? Hmm.
Okay. So the panel consisted of 8 members.
Hmm.
All were mostly from C&MM department in which I
Hmm.
have applied for,
Hmm.
and it was headed by the executive director of
Hmm.
C&MM. It
Hmm.
was I can't. It was I think Sir MS Suresh sir.
Okay. Hmm.
He was the head of the panel,
Hmm.
and so I was prepared that I would be asked the first question because your application forms and all the details have been sent to the panel post
Hmm.
which you are called for interview.
Hmm.
So when you so as I entered, the sir read my application form. He said, okay, you passed this 10 12 with good
Hmm.
grades, and you have passed your BTech from NIT, then
Hmm.
your MBA from IIM,
Hmm.
then now you are currently working at Amazon.
Hmm.
So then his first question was, why you are shifting here? You will have a
Hmm.
very steep growth over there.
Hmm.
There's no
Hmm.
point you're applying for this.
Hmm.
So then I politely said, yes, my priorities are not
Hmm.
aligned with only going towards the money reward part of that. My
Hmm.
priorities are more towards a stable job, which
Hmm.
NPCIL being a reputed brand
Hmm.
I can get
Hmm.
it over there.
Hmm.
Then he cut me in between and he said, okay, I got it. In between only he assumed, okay, what he was trying to say, and he didn't allow me to complete, and he just moved to the next question.
Maybe you can read the
So
part that you are prepared for this interview. Yeah. Huh.
yeah. No, and
Huh.
also I think this would be the only reason if a person from this background and this job is moving to this sector.
Hmm. The honesty
So
part, right? Hmm.
and it also doesn't seem good like I want to serve my nation.
Hmm.
Everybody is serving his nation.
Hmm.
You are also serving his nation by providing good education. I being an employee of Amazon is providing service to the nation by
Hmm.
providing the doorstep delivery and returns.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
that part everyone is doing. But
Hmm.
apart from that, there's a question of personal likings, that where I
Hmm.
wanted to do it better and where
Hmm.
I'm comfortable doing it.
Hmm.
So that I think he liked that answer, and then he moved
Hmm.
forward with it.
Okay. So were there any technical questions they've asked, or is it
Yeah,
profile based?
no,
Huh.
no, no. There was some technical questions
Hmm.
because right now I'm in a like digital platform domain, and I'm now coming towards the core operations part, that is the nuclear sector.
Hmm.
So for that, he first asked me that some of my electrical engineering questions, that how a
Hmm.
thermal power plant is different from a nuclear power plant.
Hmm.
That is expected from an electrical engineer
Hmm.
to answer that.
Hmm.
So that was the
Hmm.
first question which he asked. And second
Hmm.
was that of the EOQ, economic order quantity.
Hmm.
So the graph and all those things, where at what point of the
Hmm.
graph you get the minimum
Hmm.
EOQ, which
Hmm.
is the concept of that economic order
Hmm.
quantity. And then he asked, then after this operations concept, he moved towards the contracts part.
Hmm.
That what is a contract, what are
Hmm.
the elements of a contract, what is a
Hmm.
void contract, voidable contract, all those things. Because he
Hmm.
said that in this profile, you would be handling contracts only primarily.
Hmm.
The
Hmm.
government contracts with the vendors,
Hmm.
as the post says. And
Hmm.
post that, then he asked about some about the GEM portal, the
Hmm.
GFR rules,
Hmm.
and the Make in India.
Hmm.
Uh, and one expect the MSME sector's role in
Hmm.
the Make in India and the GFR rules. That
Hmm.
was one peculiar thing.
Hmm.
So I answered 70 to 80% of questions.
Hmm.
20, I politely said that I am not able to recall, and I would be
Hmm.
referring it further.
Hmm. Hmm.
So, and uh, after all these questions, at the end, he again asked me that if we are offering you a job,
Hmm.
then have you read the pay scale and all? He clearly asked me, have you read
Hmm.
the pay scale? Because there's a vast difference from where you're coming towards here.
Hmm.
So that confirmation he again took from me at the end
Hmm.
through the
Hmm.
question and answer. I got that he's
Hmm.
confirming that he is he playing bluff, or he's actually wanting
Yeah.
to join.
Yeah.
Otherwise, my seat would
Huh.
be wasted.
Yeah.
So
Huh.
then I answered him, and he was then
Hmm.
the interview was over, and he was
Hmm.
quite convinced.
Hmm. Hmm. No, I would like to highlight here is that there is a part of honesty here towards, that it might seem very odd to everyone and they want to, ask you repeatedly that
Hmm.
are you comfortable? Okay, right?
Yeah.
Because money is actually a very big role that is played even in the mind, even in the life, right?
Yeah.
So that was very nicely put up, and also we can extra infer here is that there are some technical questions जो कि पूछे जा सकते हैं. एक
Yeah.
होलिस्टिक आपको एप्लीकेशंस के बारे में जानना है, फॉर एग्जांपल जीएम पोर्टल के बारे में पूछा है ना, एंड देयर वाज आल्सो एन इम्प्लीकेशन क्वेश्चन, इंटरप्रिटेशन क्वेश्चन इन द कॉन्टेक्स्ट ऑफ कि एमएसएमई का रोल किस तरीके से इसमें बदलेगा. ठीक है. सो
And the engineering part,
एंड द
because
इंजीनियरिंग पार्ट. हाँ.
the C&MM role is different from other roles, because in other roles they have a normal graduation, but in C&MM they have specifically made as a
या
specialization that
या
he
या
has to be an engineer.
Yeah, so that was actually a very tricky question because I'm also an engineer, you know that, and it's very, though people see that we have cleared this exam or that exam, but in the hostels we know what happens. So so
Yeah.
I'm glad that you handled that question very nicely,
Yeah.
and that will be very tricky for me if they ask me about some of my mining engineering. Okay,
Yeah.
so a very nice meeting that we had here. Okay, and I was very eager to look upon for this video because it is always nice to hear you about your thoughts and what you have decided in your mind. And I'm sure कि candidates जो हैं अब जो इस बारे में सोचते हैं, इस तरीके से सोचते हैं, उनको एक clarity मिलेगी कि this path can be, a fruitful in the future, right? So Chitransh, any other final tips जो आप students को देना चाहते हैं? Any high level things? Hmm.
High level things, study and material they can refer from human Peritus and all, but
Hmm.
one thing which I want to suggest them
Hmm.
towards the approach of their
Hmm.
approach towards the life should be that they should not be biasing their approaches, that what the society is telling them, or the what
Hmm.
they think that society thinks good.
Hmm.
They should judge them, they should judge their likings,
Hmm.
what is their personality type, and
Hmm.
post that they should make decision. That decision should not be biased toward a particular institute, that okay, if he's passed out from this, then he should be
Hmm.
doing this type of job.
Hmm.
That prejudices should not be in mind.
Hmm.
Whatever you like, you go for that.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that is my
Hmm.
suggestion to my
Hmm.
fellow mates that
Hmm.
that you
Hmm.
should be carrying in your mind.
That is a very comforting thought.
Yeah,
The life should always be comfortable. That is the
yeah,
priority one. Yeah.
yeah,
So Chitransh, a very thank to you, and we wish you all the best for this. And also, I just forgot thing that you have mentioned a very good part here, and I want to highlight to everyone here that you have said a very nice thing about the serving the nation, right? So I like to personally compliment you your thoughts on it that everyone is serving the nation in one way or the other. That's how the
mm,
nation built up. So that
yeah.
was very practical and very realistic estimation of these things. Thank you, Chitransh. Thanks a lot for your time.
And thank you, sir, you
Hmm.
and the Human Fighters team to help me achieve
Yeah.
this feat.
Glad.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.